Have you ever thought to yourself, we just don't have enough ads in the world? Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're here to talk about an announcement that EA Games recently put out. It is a press release where they have been talking about how to expand their advertising through video games. I know. Before we get into this, I want to know, how do you feel about ads just being everywhere these days? And would you be willing to save money on a game with the trade-off of having more ads in it? Personally, I feel like we have too many ads just everywhere in the world right now. However, something I've never thought to myself is, I paid a bunch of money for a AAA game and now I'd love more ads in it. Usually when we pay a bunch of money for something, the whole point of that is we don't want to see ads. This is why I have YouTube Premium. This is why I pay more for subscriptions, because I'm trying to avoid those ads. And in fact, when they introduced, even in television subscriptions for online services, that idea of you could save, but you get ads, I thought, oh boy, this is going to be the beginning of the end, isn't it? This is the beginning of a whole new kind of adpocalypse where we're just going to have ads everywhere until everything you look at is an ad. Like, I would be recording this video and my whole computer would just be plastered with ads that I'd have to close until I could record. We already went through all of that. I feel like that was the early millennium on the internet, and that's why ad blockers were created, to help us get rid of really spammy, overdone advertisements. So what is EA Games doing? Well, they've decided that they have a good idea for how to approach allowing gamers to save some money. And by allowing gamers to save some money, I mean they need to make more money, because you know what? Well, EA Games has tons of ways of monetizing, even in the games that you already paid for, so you already gave them money. Now they've decided we need a little bit more. And so the way they're going to do that is by putting more ads in their games, specifically sports games. And what they have said is that this is not going to be intrusive. These are going to be ads that are going to reflect the atmosphere of sporting events. After all, whenever I've been to see a hockey game or a baseball game in my city, there are ads like everywhere. So that does make sense in a way, because I understand when I'm watching a hockey game, the entire rink is just wrapped in ads. So sure, maybe that could work. And that's what they've said they're going to be doing, is just having ads in a way that feels organic and natural and doesn't compromise the gaming experience. However, when it comes to trusting major gaming companies to place something in a way that's not going to be intrusive and leave it there, I gotta say, I'm a little skeptical of that. Personally, I feel like this is a good way for them to open up the floodgates for ads to just be absolutely everywhere, to the point that you're going to be having pop-ups in AAA games. Because maybe it starts with an ad here or an ad there, but then each time they're probably going to be looking at, if we just add a little more here and a little more there, and when you keep doing that, eventually the entire game is going to become one big ad. Because where do we draw the line? Usually when we have executives or heads at mega corporations and their whole existence is based on the idea of, how do I make more and more money over year, regardless of how much money my customers, my consumers have, they don't tend to be good at restraint. Well, they might slowly try to creep it up on you so that you don't really notice that it's happening. They are going to be year over year likely looking at how can they expand this and how can they add even more without it being, intrusive. But if you do it over time, you kind of don't notice how intrusive it's becoming. It's like when you play a live service game and you start off playing and you think, okay, cool, this is really fun, I'm having a good time. And then if you take a break and you come back a year later, for example, I play Marvel Rivals. When I started playing Marvel Rivals, the look of that game is totally different than the look of this game now. I mean, there's tons of pop-ups, and we had like maybe one event going on with one battle pass, and now there's usually 5 or 6, sometimes up to 8 events at a time, I feel, happening. There's all of these things going on all at once, so the stimulus is insane. And if I leave the game and come back for a bit, I do notice a shift, and whoa, there's a lot more monetization that's been added in here. And I think the same is going to be happening for the inclusion of ads in EA games. The press release reads, Electronic Arts Inc., the global leader in interactive entertainment, today announced the launch of EA advertising. Yay! A new platform transforming how brands connect with audiences through digital and real-world experiences across its global portfolio of games. I can't wait for there to be specific challenges, specific goals and achievements that you can unlock based on Red Bull energy. You know, let's do a challenge where you have to jump up and reach the Red Bull logo because Red Bull gives you wings. That'll be the name of the achievement, won't it? I shouldn't be giving them ideas. This is terrible. This is terrible. EA sits at the intersection of entertainment, sports, technology, music, and culture. Across console, mobile, and PC, our games and services reached more than 120 million players each month during fiscal year 2026. And you know what? We're just not making enough money from those people. Together, this scale and frequency of engagement create meaningful opportunities for brands to connect with players across console, PC, and mobile each year. Fans engage with EA Sports at extraordinary scale, playing the equivalent of 23,000 NFL seasons every day in Madden NFL and completing more than 1 billion matches each month in EA Sports FC. And you know, those people are spending a lot of money, I'm sure, in that game, but it's just not enough. We need more. We need more. Look, we're doing this to save you money. You should thank us. Through a portfolio spanning globally licensed franchises, EA Sports gives brands access to a highly engaged sports audiences at scale. EA builds spaces where players play, watch, and connect with one another, creating participatory experiences where brands come to play alongside them. The thing is, I don't really need Sport Check to be playing alongside me for me to enjoy my gaming experience, but sure, EA. Sure. EA advertising is expanding EA's ecosystem by enabling brands to integrate directly into gameplay through dynamic real-time placements from stadium signage to custom in-game content designed to enhance, not disrupt, the player experience. I mean, when we live in a world where ads are everywhere, ads just naturally become disruptive because it feels like you can't escape them no matter where you turn at this point. I feel like we're heading towards a dystopian cyberpunk future where I will buy clothing that will have like ads on the back whether or not I want it. They'll be like, you can save $1 and wear an ad, or you can spend that extra dollar and the ad is smaller. That's what it's going to be in the future. It'll be everywhere, I'm telling you. Players come to EA games and live experiences every day to play, watch, create, and connect, said David Tinson, Chief Experiences Officer for Electronic Arts. And they also come to look at a lot of ads. Apparently. That gives brands a meaningful opportunity to show up in ways that add value and respect the player experience while maintaining authenticity in the worlds our teams are building. With EA advertising, we're helping brands become part of those moments in ways that are relevant and built for players. You know what's built for players? Allowing us to pay you a lump sum of money and then saying, guess what? Now you own the game. We can't take it away from you. We're not going to add a ton of monetization features. We're not going to bombard you with ads. You paid us, and now you get the game. Remember when transactions used to be simple? So the way they want to do this is through brand partnerships and gameplay integrations, ad units in 3D sports, enhanced targeting and measurement capabilities, where brands can connect with relevant audiences across EA's franchising, using advanced targeting. So basically they're going to data mine you, I guess, is the idea. EA Sports Partner Program. So brands can participate in partner programs where they can have more ads pumped into the game by linking up with EA. So I guess EA is going to be getting just money all around. You know, they get money from us for a flat rate for the game. Then they can monetize it. And then they can also ask ads to give them money so they can have a bigger pile of money. Because guys, they need to increase that pile of money. Games are expensive, and that executive, you know, they need to buy that yacht. It's necessary. It's necessary. It's their version of a business expense. Oh boy. So some of the people that they are looking at partnering with, or that they've already started to partner with, I believe actually, are Visa, Lowe's, Red Bull, Infinity, Peacock, and Mountain Dew. Or Xfinity. I'm not familiar with Xfinity, but that's what we're going to be getting in games, and that's what we have to look forward to. And whether or not you want it, probably more brands will be coming in. More that will be, I'm sure, relevant that you would actually see at sporting events, and some that could not be relevant. Some just might be like Joe Schmo's dentist office, and now you gotta look at that ad because Joe Schmo paid EA. Anyways, I feel like this is terrible and is a sign of the beginning of the end, but I am hopeful that the response to this will be so negative that EA will have to revisit this whole idea of how they want to put advertising, pump it directly into their games. That's all I have for this one. I just wanted to come and give you a little update because I found this news to be absolutely mind-boggling. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about this and what you think the solution is for games in the future. I mean, is it that games need to charge more? Should they pay their executives maybe a little less? You know, do you think the monetization features have already gone too far? Or would you not really be bothered by advertising in sports games because it is a part of the culture and it is a part of the events? Where is the line for you? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll see you down there. And until next time, friends, you stay nerdy. Bye. And if you love when I talk about video games, you can check out more of that content over here.